Okay, so we're going to go over member variables and constructors because this is a really important part of classes and a really important part of programming in general. So we have this class here, square, right? And inside square right now, all we have is this print function, and all it's going to do is print for us a square, which is a 3x3 square of hashes. So just to show that, square.print like so. Press play, boom, 3x3 square of hashes. But maybe we want squares of different sizes. Maybe we want to be able to print different squares, right? So the way that we can create this and make this happen is inside the square class itself. And what we're going to do is we're going to give this square a member variable. So to make a member variable, you give it public int, because it's going to be an int type, and we're going to call this size equals 3. So what we've done here is we've said that when we make a square, that square has a size variable, and the size variable is 3. So now in here, in the print function, we're going to have to change some stuff. This is what we're going to do. We're going to say for int is less than size instead, right? Because size is we can get access to size from this function. So we have size here. And we're going to say for int j equals 0, j is less than size again, j plus plus, like this, nested for loop. We are going to print 1 hash each time. And then to make sure that we have a new line happen, we're going to put a new line after that. So the reason that I've done this is because if this size changes, we're going to have to print more or less of these hashes, right? So if I go back to the main class and I press print right now, we see that this is still a 3x3 square, but let's say I change the size to 5 and I press print. Now I have a 5x5 square. That's great. That means that we can change the square now. It's still a square, but we can change how big it is. But let's say I make another square, and I'm just gonna call this one, I don't know, Harold. Harold the square equals new square, like so. If I now do Harold.print and press play, Harold is also a 5x5 square, but maybe that's not what we want. Maybe we need 2 squares, but we need one square to be a size 5 square, but another square to be a size 3 square. And this is where constructors come in. So if we go back to the square class here, what we can do is we can create a constructor. Super simple syntax. You just use the name of the class, like so. You give it open close brackets, and you treat it just like you do a method. So this is basically a method with the name of the class that has no keywords in front of it. And then inside the parameter part of the method, you can actually pass things to it. So we're going to say int square size, like so. And then inside the constructor method, I can say size equals square size. Great. We'll take away this equals 5. So now, when we create a square, we can't just create a square without putting anything in these brackets, right? Because we now need to say what the size of our square is. So let's give a square of size 3, and let's give a square of size 7. So now my square is a size 3 square, and Harold is a size 7 square. If I press play, we have now printed out a 3x3 square and a 7x7 square, just so that you know exactly what's going on. Let's change the sizes 1x3. So as you can see, constructors are they're amazing, right? Because now that we have the ability to create constructors, we can have one class called square, which defines what a square is. But when we create square objects, we are creating specific versions of a square based on the size. And there is no limit to the amount of member variables you can have, like size, and the amount of things you can pass into Square. So you can make extremely complex classes with lots of member variables, and then simply create them in one line of code by using a constructor, right? So that's it for now. That's all I wanted to say about constructors and member variables. I really hope this helped. If you want to see more student-made content or tutorials, check out the TVM YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.